Today we're going to see Dunkirk. Ooh, this is a big stationary review today.
Yeah, we are not moving.
Right now, I think, thinking about it, other than say something like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, this could be the movie I've been looking forward to most this year, especially since the trailers came out in the cinema, which were just phenomenal.
Yeah, this is the very first movie that I've done in a very... The last time I did this was Avatar, which is quite sad. But the last time I seen an advert in the cinema, and then I looked it up on YouTube, and then I watched it again and again and again.
Yeah,
just to come to grips with it. I mean, a few days ago at work, I was listening to the radio and they were doing a film review of it. But they said, we'll just play the advert. We know you can't see the pictures, but we'll play it. Yeah, and even just the noise of it and the score of it with the ticking clock and stuff, it just made me really excited about going to see it.
Yeah, Nolan's basically, he's made a very understated advert, and I think that's the whole idea, is it's so stripped back. And he's not, there's not, the trailer doesn't have tons of explosions, it's not got lots and lots of gunfire, it's got bits and pieces here and there, but...
You can kind of get the sense it's definitely not like a Hollywood thing.
It's going to be
it shouldn't be. For a film like this, it really shouldn't be.
It's like, it looks sort of like the opposite of the Saving Private Ryan Normandy landings, which was all shaky cam, and it was all chaos and explosions and gunfire and everything. So but I like Nolan. He's made lots of great movies. The Batman trilogy he made was really good. What's it called? Memento was really good.
Interstellar.
Interstellar was...
Inception.
Was okay.
I love Inception.
Inception was a really good film. He's just one of those guys that it's like his movies are like events.
Yeah.
Because they're always really big. Like ever since he did the Batman movie, every time you hear Christopher Nolan, because he sort of takes his time, he doesn't produce movies really, really quickly. But when he does, he's an auteur. That's what I've been calling him.
Yeah, because what was it? It's either he's been establishing himself because he's always wanted to do this, or he built up to this, or some. It's definitely something that he's wanted to do for a long time.
Well, I've seen his old stuff. He's like he made like a 3-minute movie called Doodlebug, which was silly little thing, and he made it like a movie that was just over an hour long, but there were sort of traces of genius. But it was when he started to get into big budget movies that he could convey a lot more, he could say a lot more. And from the reviews I've been reading on this movie, firstly, I've only read about 1 or 2 negative reviews, and even then they're just like, well, the movie's not quite the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
But I've not read a single sort of mediocre review of, this is okay, it's like masterpiece, fantastic, and a lot of the ones have said Nolan's best ever. That's what's really thinking me, like, best ever. That's a really bold statement, especially for somebody like Nolan.
And I totally believe that. So I can totally go along with it and totally see why they're thinking that, but we're still to see it and judge it for ourselves, really. I think the only thing that was in one review that I'm already totally going to get and understand why they're thinking that is because of Harry Styles in it.
Yeah, but...
When you see him, you're not going to go, it's a young soldier. You're going to go, it's Harry Styles.
It's the guy from One Direction.
That's Harry Styles acting.
But then again, chances are, Nolan's a great director. You could probably pull a really good performance out of him.
I haven't heard anything bad about Harry Styles' acting, except the only fact that it's Harry Styles.
But then again, I don't like One Direction or anything, but I'm not going to judge the movie based entirely on the fact that...
Of Harry Styles.
Because maybe he really wanted to do that movie, and maybe he was really good in it. We don't know. I've never seen him act before.
Nope.
He might be good, but Tom Hardy's in it, of course. Tom Hardy's a great actor. Yes. Cillian Murphy, another regular of Nolan's. Kenneth Branagh's in it.
Yep.
So it's got a strong cast.
Is Ralph Fiennes in it? Ralph Fiennes is in it, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, I've seen him in the advert.
Oh, you must be in, but you've got a really strong director. You've a guy who just has such a great grasp on making like big scale movies. Because like movies like Interstellar, even if you didn't like, which you couldn't deny the ambition of it. It was an unbelievable movie. And again, The Dark Knight Rises. They're all big movies. They all have a big feel. It doesn't ever feel like he's kind of phoning it in. It always feels like he's trying. He's really like pushing the cinematic medium. So, if anything, I don't think I'm going to hate this movie.
No.
I don't think I'm going to hate it. It's not even that long for a Nolan film either, and because it apparently doesn't have that much dialogue, it's kind of stripped down in the dialogue department. So it's going to be a lot more expressions. It's going to be big.
It's more showing, not telling.
Yes, exactly. That's the essence of movies, isn't it? But there's going to be like you're going to big action scenes, like say these big IMAX cameras. He knows how
Apparently they had the IMAX cameras inside and outside the Spitfires.
Well, that'd be good.
That's but I hope that's be good.
But a movie like this, I have faith in a director like Nolan, because he's exactly the kind of guy who could pull a project like this off.
Yeah, overall, I think Apart from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and the Lego Batman movie, but I was looking forward to them in a completely different way.
Yeah.
This one I'm looking forward to it just because of the scale of it all.
If nothing else, the trailer completely sold me. As soon as I sat the whole trailer, as soon as the
that,
trailer was over, I was like,
we're
going to see that.
I'm watching that.
On the big screen, has to be done.
Yeah.
So we'll head out now into the rain. See hell. Off to see this. So I'm anticipating great things. I think for Nolan, like I say, he's not going to phone it in.
God no. Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens. So, here we go. Right, that's out of Dunkirk. Knocking now. Okay. First thoughts. I thought it was a hell of a film.
Holy shit! What a movie!
It's one of those movies where I don't know if we mentioned this in the before video. I can't remember because my memory's so bad. But did we say it would be more of an experience? Did we ever use the word experience? We might have done. It's one of those movies you think of as an experience. The sort of 2001: A Space Odyssey kind of thing, where everyone remembers that the sort of emotional experience it took them on. It's very different from pretty much every war film you've seen. The way it's structured, it's almost not like a story.
Do you know what it did remind me of though? Kind of like a Quentin Tarantino, kind of like Memento. Quentin Tarantino in terms of like Pulp Fiction, how everything starts tying in.
Yeah.
And like Memento, it goes from like one bit to one bit to one bit to one bit.
I will say, it has this whole chapter and sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think that was very necessary because it's almost not referenced. It just sort of skips back and forward. So I don't think it would have been necessary to kind of put it in anyway. But overall, I thought it was a hell of a movie. Like, I don't know if I'd say it's Nolan's best movie. I don't think it's his most. I'm sure it's his most accessible, if you can even say that. It's his most intense anyway. It's unbelievable. Like
whoa.
I will say this is one of those movies where the music makes this movie. Like when that music starts to turn up, it's like.
And you can start hearing the slight change in like the violins. And you're like, fuck, it's coming again.
I would say it is a really relentless film though. There's very little hold up the whole time.
But that's the point.
That's the whole idea of.
Yeah.
You get a whole new appreciation of the people. Because I didn't really know...
The boys, the kids.
I didn't really know that much about the whole evacuation of Dunkirk. Because when I think of Dunkirk, I always think of the D-Day invasions. I never thought of this aspect of it. But, man, the shit those guys went through, it's ridiculous.
You know when we had our mum come with us as well to watch this one, and you know when she said, "Oh, it's really, really loud when the planes show up." That was the freaking. Every time those planes were like that, I can feel myself
counting the seats, and you can see the look up. Like Nolan directs this like a pro. Oh my god, the way he puts this together.
The bit I loved the most was at the start. You know when they were all standing on the sand, and then the camera slowly panned in, and then. When the planes started coming, and then you just seen the freaking panic of everyone. But then once it was out again, the camera came back into the field.
If you ever want proof that movies don't have to be stupidly fastly edited to be exciting, just look at this movie. Like the scenes where it's so intense that you can hear the noise, and the camera will just slowly be panning past all these extras sort of looking up. It's like. It's so intense, it's so exciting, and you know shit's gonna happen, and shit is just happening all the time, and you get that real sense. Like you look at it, the movie looks so cold, it looks so bleak, it looks just like the beach they're on just looks so desolate. There's times he frames it, you'd think that was the only place in the whole world, just this beach these guys are on. Or when you see them swimming out in the sea, it's like.
It's like they're never going to get.
These guys are screwed. They're miles from anywhere.
Yeah. But I also love the fact that there was barely any dialogue in this.
That worked so well because you're not speaking a lot in that situation. All you can do is think about survival. Think about I need to get to this boat. Like I think one of my favorite bits in the movie, it was like I had this deflated feeling where. One of the survivors is swimming for this boat, this giant destroyer, and it gets bombed and it starts to sink. It's like he was swimming for that boat, it was his only hope, and now the boat's sunk. Gone. And I had this feeling of, oh man, so screwed.
My bit for me was when the two young lads, including the Harry Styles guy, they got in the boat, they got in, they were having like really thick bread sandwiches, and that must have been so good for them.
Yeah.
And then, bang, and then all of a sudden, you just think they're gonna die, they're gonna die, they're gonna die, they're gonna die, like that. And you know how it was it went quiet, but the camera was under the water with them.
Yeah,
And he just,
There's bits under the water where it is hard to see, and it's like that's exactly what it'd be like to look at, because the torpedoes say everything goes dark, and it's just noise, it's just confusion, and then
God,
it is. Well,
it literally, I think the 3 words or the noises that you would make for this movie is holy shit and just whoa.
Wow, yeah.
Whoa.
Talk about the cast. I thought Harry Styles was good.
I noticed that as the very first person we talked about in
well,
this.
because he's not an actor. Like, the thing I liked about it is he was used well, but he wasn't overexposed, so it might not highlight any of his. Because I'm not saying that he could be a terrible actor, but he's not.
When he first showed up, I didn't realise it was him. To be honest.
But I think that's one good thing, because everyone's anonymous. Because the idea is there's 400,000 people on this beach, and
they're all just faces.
You can't tell everybody's story, and everybody just kind of sort of blends together. But he sort of stands up. But there's no. There are a few clear heroes, but generally it's everybody. What they did is this movie showed that the little guy was the hero, because they requisitioned these boats to come from the UK, from England, to save all these people. But even then, I was thinking, I mean, if a bomber plane can take out a destroyer, it's not going to have much trouble taking these little things, though, is it?
These civilians out,
Yeah.
Ralph Fiennes isn't in this.
No, it's like Ralph Fiennes' his son.
He looks like,
exactly. I think it's not his son.
That's why I thought it was Ralph Fiennes. It's
not his son. It's his clone.
Yeah.
They just used his DNA and they cloned him.
Basically.
Kenneth Branagh was great.
Yeah.
He's that. I love Kenneth Branagh, the concerned face. That's what he is.
For me,
when he looks at when a plane comes
down. For me, it was that bit at the end.
Yeah.
When he thought, that's it, we're good.
Yeah.
And then he just looked, oh my God, his face.
That's how the whole situation was. It's like, you constantly think you're out of danger, but then you just
look
hear
up
in the
and here it
distance,
comes again.
and here's one plane here over to screw you over.
Yeah.
And then
Tom Hardy
was great. He's in a mask the whole time, even more than he was with Payne. But
I didn't have as much trouble with Bane though understanding him.
Yeah,
it was
a
few
few
bits, and I was thinking, but not as bad as Bane.
He's communicating with the other fighter pilots, but you don't see that much of him. But he's an integral part of the story. But then again, the movie realizes, and Nolan realizes, he was just one of many great pilots who helped out. It wasn't like, it's not like he's lauded for everything he does,
but I
even
love
though he does a good job.
Is it a spoiler? I'm not sure.
I don't say spoiler.
Just about the fuel.
The fuel.
Would you say that was a spoiler?
That was weird. Well, kind of. I don't know. He has a fuel crisis. We'll say that. How did you know?
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. Moral kind of thing. Responsibility.
I'd say it's not completely absolutely intense all the time. There are a few sort of quieter moments which are also really good. It helps you sort of kind of get your breath back, but overall it's astounding. It shows Nolan at like
the praise that he's got is completely
it's very
justified.
Deserved. Nolan knows what he's doing. He knows how great, and this is what's so good about him taking a while to make a movie, because I think this has been kind of manifesting in his head for quite a while. I've read somewhere that he had this idea even since the 90s to do this movie, and it's good that it's taken so long. It looks incredible, it sounds phenomenal, it's so intense, it's brutal, it's visceral.
But that's exactly the bloody point.
It's exactly so. 5. Yeah, it's
no hesitation.
It's such an experience, even if it's not like the kind of movie you would just sit down and watch on a quiet day. You have to see it. It
sounds so weird. It just feels like almost like a duty.
Yeah,
you have to watch this to appreciate what happened.
Yeah, I have a whole appreciation. There's like, if you're watching, stop watching this video now. Just go ahead and see it now. You have to see it on the big screen. It would not do it justice seeing it on the small. Like, we were nearly deafened at points. There's bits where I wanted to put my fingers in my ears because when the planes come down, Jesus Christ!
Like that, yeah.
But again, if you're in that situation,
it'd be exactly like that.
That's exactly what it'd be. So. Mega recommendations here.
Holy shit!
Unbelievable film. Probably best I've seen all year. Best cinematic experience I've had all year.
In terms of experience, because for all the movies I've watched, I've never had the point where I've got felt like pinned
that tense,
and just felt.
There's movies I've seen this year that I'd enjoy and I'd watch again quicker, but there's no movie I've seen that I would recommend going to the cinema to see more.
You have to.
Or to have just on a big TV with big surround sound.
I would happily go and watch that again.
I would, yeah.
Sounds dark.
Yeah,
but I would.
Yeah, it would be kind of blunted because we've seen it before, but it's incredible. It's Mr. Nolan.
kudos
well
to
done,
you,
sir. I predict when the Oscar comes around, it'll get the technicals. You'll probably get best score and best
possibly
editing, things like that, best cinematography. Those are the kind of things that,
yeah,
definitely knows. But yeah, but Dunkirk, 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up.
Wow.
10
Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable movie. So go and see it.